Every city has places it tries to forget. Closed roads, abandoned buildings, underground tunnels sealed after tragedy. The subway system beneath the city was no different. Most commuters never thought about the closed tracks, especially Track 9. It had been shut down more than a decade earlier, after a late-night collision that killed dozens of passengers. The official report blamed a signal failure. The city sealed the tunnel, disconnected the power, and quietly erased the track from public schedules. After that night, Track 9 was never mentioned again. At least, not officially. The first strange report came from a janitor working the night shift. He was cleaning the platform shortly before 2 a.m. when the station's speakers suddenly crackled to life. He froze, mop still in his hands, as a distorted announcement echoed through the empty station. "Attention passengers, the final train is arriving on Track 9. The janitor stared down the platform in confusion. Track 9 had been sealed for years. There were no trains scheduled, no active speakers connected to that line. Assuming it was a malfunction, he reported it to his supervisor and went home. But the next night, it happened again. This time, a security guard heard the announcement, and the night after that, a maintenance worker. Always the same time, always the same words, always Track 9. Station officials attempted to disable the speaker system completely. They shut off the power, disconnected the network, and locked the control room. Yet the announcement continued, echoing through the station long after midnight. That's when they decided to review the security footage. At 1:46 a.m., the platform was completely empty. At 1:47, people began to appear. Dozens of them stood silently on the closed platform, facing the dark tunnel. They didn't move, they didn't speak, they simply waited. Their faces were pale, their clothing outdated. Some held briefcases, some clutched children's hands. All of them were motionless. Investigators paused the footage and began identifying the figures one by one. What they discovered sent a shock through the department. Every person visible on the platform matched a victim from the crash 12 years earlier. Men, women, and children who had officially died that night were standing on Track 9, waiting for a train that would never arrive. On the final recorded night, the announcement changed. The speakers crackled louder than ever before. "Attention passengers, we apologize for the delay." Then the system erupted into static, and every camera in the station went black at the same time. When power was restored, the platform was empty. The city permanently sealed Track 9 after that night. The station was renovated, the speakers were replaced, the tunnel was buried behind concrete and steel. But subway workers still whisper about it. They say that when trains stop unexpectedly late at night, you can sometimes hear an announcement echoing from deep underground, calling passengers who never made it home. Most people don't pay attention to elevators. You step inside, you press a button, you wait. But in one downtown office building, the elevator behaved differently. Employees noticed it almost immediately. After 10 p.m., the elevator refused to stop on the 13th floor. The display would jump straight from 12 to 14 without slowing down. No error messages appeared, no alarms sounded. Management brushed it off as a software glitch. Some workers joked about bad luck. Others avoided staying late altogether. The truth about the 13th floor wasn't something the company advertised. 20 years earlier, a fire tore through the building late one night. The flames spread fastest on the 13th floor, trapping dozens of employees. Most of them never escaped. After the investigation, the floor was sealed. Offices were cleared out, the floor number was removed from the directory. Officially, the 13th floor no longer existed. One night, an IT technician stayed late to finish a system upgrade. Close to midnight, he stepped into the elevator alone. As the doors closed, the lights flickered. The elevator slowed. The display blinked. And then, for the first time in years, the number 13 appeared. The elevator stopped. The doors opened to a dark office floor covered in dust. Desks stood exactly where they had been left. Papers lay scattered across keyboards. Coffee cups sat half empty, as if their owners had just stepped away. The air was unnaturally cold. The technician took a cautious step forward and noticed something that made his stomach drop. Nameplates were still attached to the desks. Every name belonged to an employee who had died in the fire. Before he could react, the elevator doors slid shut behind him. Security footage later showed the elevator returning to the lobby on its own. The doors opened. No one stepped out. Since that night, the elevator no longer skips the 13th floor. It stops there every night and waits.